All right, what's up, guys? We're going to be shipping out some items today. I wanted to jump on here, talk about the topic of are YouTube resellers real resellers? I see that all the time. I hear it. I want to hit on that a little bit. We have over $700 in orders. My name's Sean. I'm a full-time clothing eBay reseller. I also do YouTube. A lot of new viewers from the most recent video of that reaction video. If you want to talk about the Rockstar Flipper and Daily Refinement, I'm here for it. But right now we're going to ship these items, and let me just start off by saying the resellers, are YouTube resellers real resellers? Yeah, I think so. I think the problem that a lot of people see is whenever there's somebody who's super successful on YouTube and they're like, how are they a real YouTube reseller when they're not making enough money on reselling? They're making more money on YouTube. And my argument to that is there's levels to this, right? I mean, there's the guy that's part-time, reseller who's doing the garage sale thing, the hobby thing, but then he's making great content about it. The people that come to mind, it's the Trash to Cash podcast. There's Kevin, Dave, and Carrie. Those guys, I want to call them out because they read my comment in their most recent podcasts. All the podcasts are a lot better whenever I'm mentioned, and that's because I'm very egotistic. But yeah, so when it comes to those guys, of course they're making a killing on YouTube because people love their personalities. They love their content. Like, maybe they're not making as much reselling, but that doesn't mean they're not like a real reseller. A lot of this heat comes from the Facebook groups. I have a couple Facebook groups on like my personal Facebook, and then I have my business Facebook page, Taylor Exchange, that has a lot of my reels and that type of short form content. And I constantly see people talking about like, oh, these wackadoos on YouTube talking. And I mean, I understand, because when I started YouTube in 2020, I didn't know what I was talking about. I was like a part-time reseller and I was making pretty good sales, but I didn't have a full understanding of running a business. And yeah, I guess if somebody was in the business a long time, they see me, my kind of crummy videos, and they're like, well, who's this guy? Like, how is he a real reseller? But trust me, if you're making money selling items and you're paying some bills off, like, you're a reseller. Let's just put it at that. And if you guys are wondering about me, like, I am doing this full time. Like, reselling is my main income, and I do want to do a video. I have this idea. So I have this idea of making a video of like how much money I make per day based on like all my income streams, but then also how much I spend per day. Like Monster Energy drink. These are 3 for $6. So that's a $2 like minus on the day, but I love them. So like, that's what we're going to go with. But yeah. Okay. So let's just talk about some of the people that came in. Real Salt. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Or ma'am. I don't know everybody's gender. I mean, I just see y'all screen name and whatever picture you got. 865 Picker, what's up? Kirby, Lady Hustle, how's it going? Flipping good, glad to catch you. Yeah, last live on Sunday, I was way late, so I know a lot of the regulars weren't able to make it, and I apologize for that, but just how it goes sometimes. And then, yeah, Josh Avendano, what's up? Flippin' Waffles, love the name, good flips, good morning all. Kirby says I agree. Yeah, so big flip for today. I sold my first suit. I sold an Armani suit. I picked it up at a garage sale for $10. I had it listed for quite a while. I think I listed it like $125, and someone sent an offer of $50. I don't know. I took it. I do think I'm going to pack it in a box. I don't think it's poly mailer like material, but if you guys have sold suits, like, let me know how that goes. I didn't put it on a mannequin, but I did take extra measurements because I didn't really know what that person exactly is looking for. So Josh says, I'm a guy, good to know. Diana, good morning from sunny Florida. It's really gloomy here in Texas. We had a bit of storms come. Let me get this first item. So yeah, I'll talk about a couple of the items. We're not going to talk about all of them because some of them are, really low profit, not anything to write home about. But we do have colored poly mailers. Jiaropack, Taylor 10. Use the code, get you some colored poly mailers. I ordered 4,000 of them recently because they were giving me poly mailers as like payment, and now I get actual payment from these guys along with commissions when you guys order. So it's a great little income. However, they were super late. I ordered 4,000 and I was like, dude, what's taking so long? And they sent me the tracking. They said, hey, we're going to double check with this and see where it's at. So if you guys are having slow shipments on the poly mailers, I apologize. They're not Amazon, but they're doing their best. So very quick with their customer service, at least from me. So I go with the green ones. I go with the blue ones. If you're crazy, go with the daisy. That's what I like to say with those guys. But yeah, I went sourcing yesterday. Had a Dallas sourcing day. I was kind of under the weather. I wouldn't say I was sick, but I definitely had a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of a head cold. I don't have too much of it right now. I really need to be like camera ready. I mean, I know I'm doing the live now, but I have, believe it or not, like I have kind of like a modeling thing for some clothing. If you guys know the brand Kufundi, I'm actually going to do some like short videos for them. It's not going to be on my YouTube, but they're going to pay me to do that. So I decided to like fix my hair. I got this button-up shirt because I need to throw on their shirts, and I don't want to like have a t-shirt messing up my hair and like my beard, because I want to be on point because it's my first modeling type endeavor. And yeah, it's pretty good money. They want to do like a partnership, and I think they saw me as a good target because I'm willing to do it for like not that much money. Whenever I talk to some of these influencers, and I'm mainly looking at the Poshmark girls, the women, the ones that are doing really good with the followings, I'm sure their fees are way higher and I'm much cheaper. And and it's men's clothes, so it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited to do that. I'm going to do that down at my office. Rummage for Riches says, I don't really care, LOL. I watch because I like the person or their personality. A lot of resellers I start watching, I don't watch anymore. I listen more than I watch, like working with a coworker. All right, yeah. That's what's up. I mean, I hear that. And I'll tell you this, after making content, more successfully since February of this year is whenever I got like really back into it. And I had like better equipment and stuff. Anybody who is at making content for months on end, years on end, you have to appreciate them, because it's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of attention. It takes a lot of work. And I'm telling you, the money's not that great. Like, does anybody have any guesses how much money I make per month with YouTube AdSense? Now, that doesn't include like brands or super chats or anything like that, which I don't get a lot of super chats. I get it. I understand. But I mean, I was a little surprised when I flipped it on and like crickets. But hey, it's cool. No, I mean, I get it. Maybe I need to improve. Maybe I need to be a little more special. But yeah, it's like some of these people are putting out a lot of work and they're not making a lot of money. I mean, they're making some money, but it's not as much as people think. But then it's also sometimes way more than people think. That's the other thing about it. So yeah, it's a great thing. I am selling a lot of Henleys. Henleys and thermals are selling, so if you guys are looking for those, they will sell. 865 Picker says, LOL, every time I hear Armani suit, it reminds me of Seinfeld. Ugh, chat kept cutting me off. Yeah, I never got into Seinfeld. I actually don't like their faces. I mean, I just don't, there's something about like what they look like and how they sound, and then the like stand-up knockdown humor that I just am not a fan of. It could be a generational thing, but I never got into Seinfeld. I never liked it. Let's see, we got True Grit. Now, I see these True Grit fleeces all the time. True Grit's a tricky one, man. I swear they have like big money items and then they have like average items. This one went for like $25, but I really thought that was like a $30 item. So Michelle says, hello from Jacksonville. Sorry you're late. It's all right. I'm glad you're here. It is under £1, this fleece, so that's nice. Swoop! What's up, man? Yeah, if you guys commented on that most recent video, like, dude, you guys kept me busy. I tried to respond to a lot of them, but there was like, because, I respond, it counts as a comment, so there was like 200 and something comments on that last video. Everyone's got an opinion on the whole drama situation, and I'm glad y'all brought it up to me in the last live, because, it was pretty exciting to see and kind of like speculate on like what's happening. But yeah, I saw Swope's comment in there, man. Brian says, good morning. Does anyone know a buyback company for shoes or clothing? I think Patagonia has a buyback program. I don't know. Are you saying like you source some items and you want them to buy it back or something like that? Because I don't know if you need receipts for that. I don't really know how it works, but I can tell you they're not going to pay you out as much as if you just sold like a used Patagonia, like better sweater. You're better off just selling it. than sending it back. So I don't know. I know Rocky boots. I know military boots. Some of those companies, if they get damaged after you buy them, they'll send you like a new pair. They have pretty good things like that. Josh says, do you think an eBay store name or logo really matters in business? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Although there is something to be said about sounding and looking professional for sure. I do believe that. I think if you have a bad name and logo, it could hurt you, but I don't think if you have a good or great one, it can help you that much, if that makes any sense. Like if you're said default user 3565, but you had good items, good prices, good customer service, I think that's fine. If you had like, you're like, I'm a bad bee or something like that, and with like, I don't know, looking just kind of cheesy or something, that might keep people from buying and maybe like, what the heck? Like, but yeah, I don't think it's too big a deal. I think if you're specialized in a category, it should probably be, kind of associated. If you're doing like fishing lures, you could do like Freddy's Fishing Supply, something like that. That might be kind of cool. But you try to think of a logo. Like when I thought of Taylor Exchange, I've told this story a couple times. It's pretty funny for me, but my last name's Taylor, and exchange is pretty much exchange of goods, and I wanted it to be Taylor's Exchange with an apostrophe S. But when you put that into YouTube, it takes away the apostrophe. So if you look at it, it was Taylor Sex Change is what it is. And I was like, oh no, oh my gosh. So then I quickly changed it. And you can only change it so many times before they're like, look, you got to, I think, either wait 3 months or something. So that could have backfired, because if somebody doesn't have a link and they just Google it, it may not come up to something they want to see, or you may not search well in Google. But yeah, I don't know. I think the way eBay works is like whatever your item title is, if somebody's Googling that item, eBay will send them, your picture may show up in like one of the first ones, or like if you're on that first page, I think that's kind of how it works. I don't think like your store search is getting you many sales or anything like that. But if it's something catchy and people remember it, then that's something. Kirby says, you are well-spoken and good-looking. That's why they choose you. Thank you, Kirby. I really appreciate it. And Josh says 600, AdSense probably 350. Brian, Josh, yeah, you guys are right on the money. It's between 450 and about $600. So, yeah, just kind of depends. If a video goes viral or whatever, if it gets a lot of views, you get a lot more money. So the problem is it's got to be worth going viral, right? A lot of people create videos and they think like, oh, that thing's killing it, but you may have only spent 2 to 5 hours working on the video, editing, thumbnail, things like that. And then actual videos that do really well, most of the time they have hours put into them, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes the algorithm just like a lot of people are liking what they're seeing, or they stay on for a certain amount of minutes in a row without clicking off, and then YouTube pushes them out to more and more people. A good example of this is I've been making YouTube shorts for a little bit, and I had one on my Facebook, which I think it's on my YouTube. I usually cross-post all the shorts, and it's at 70,000 views on Facebook, and that's huge, because most of the time they'll get 1,000 views or 10,000. I would consider a really good short for me at my level, but then it's why did that one get 70,000 views? I don't know. The song, the camera angle, the item I showed, it was that one Emerson fan one. So I don't know. That was an Ariat Pro Series. Ariat Pro Series long sleeve button shirts used to get about $30. That one went for $25. It wasn't the greatest color. It was just kind of like a green one. So we got the Armani suit. That was $50 plus $8.99. So that was a good sale. But I am going to box that up. So it'll probably be $10, $12 in shipping. Next, we got an LL Bean. This is a hoodie. It's like a plaid hoodie. When I see this type of LL Bean plaid hoodie, these are the suit pants. I had the suit pants in the bag, and I put the coat in my closet, which I put over here. So I'm going to bag that up later. But yeah, this LL Bean, this is a plaid hooded shirt. I always think of that kind of indie person, the indie person I don't know, like the person in Oregon with the beanie and they're wearing like the flannel hoodie. So I have not seen many flannel hoodies though. And it's not like hoodies like a pullover hoodie. It's like a button-up hooded button-up shirt. This one sold for $24.43 plus $8.99. So the only way I could equate that to is, one, I don't see many of them, so there's a good chance, maybe there's some value in this because they're not around all the time. People buy them and keep them. Also, if you found like say a Nike muscle shirt or short sleeve shirt with the hood, that is actually a really good one to pick up, because everyone's got the ones without the sleeves, but then if you got the hood, there is a demographic of people who are really into wearing that, like gym hooded dark soul, like upset because his girlfriend broke up with him, so he's in the gym every day. Like that guy's gonna buy that shirt, and those sell for a lot of money too. So very surprised with this one. I hope to find a lot more of them. LL Bean is a pretty good brand. A lot of people don't pick it up that often, but I sell it. I sell LL Bean, Eddie Bauer, those types of mid-tier brands is what I call them. I sell them all the time. You just gotta spend like less than $5 on them, but yeah, they're good sellers. All right. It was under a pound, right under a pound though too. Rummage for Riches, your modeling career could explode with that name. The Taylor sex change. Yeah. Nowadays, I guess so. Yeah, no. It I don't know. I didn't really know what to pick. I was gonna do like Sean Sells or something, but I don't know. I don't like all the picker type names. I feel like it's a little cheesy. Here's an Under Armour hoodie. This sold for $15 plus $9, so that's $24. I think this one's over a pound though. Yeah. Let's see. Over a pound is going flat rate envelope. How are you guys feeling about shipping and like the changes and stuff? So, we went to Ground Advantage. I'm pretty impressed with Ground Advantage. I wonder how it's affecting like UPS and FedEx. Because Ground Advantage seems to be killing it. I always compare them, and it seems like they're right there as either cheaper or just like equal to the other ones. So, but I only ship small items. I don't do a lot of bulk stuff. Like that suit going in a box, that's going to be one of the bulkier items that I've ever kind of shipped out in a while. I don't know why I threw that over there. I got the bag set up right here. Someone told me, like, why are you throwing it all the time? Just set it behind you. And I was kind of like, because I think it's fun to throw stuff. And I think it's like, a little athleticism brought into the shipping items. But I don't know. I guess I just put it there for today and then forgot it was there and just tossed it back. I got to check YouTube here because I cannot see how many people are watching. 38 people, 12 likes. Really good. Happy to have everybody in here. I hope everyone's doing pretty good too. I mean, it's a Thursday. Randy comes in. She's my part-time employee. She's doing photos, so she's going to come in tomorrow. And the most important thing when she comes in is I like to have, ideally, all the items D-tagged and that they're already prepped, whether they had to go wash or stain treat. And then just have them like kind of ready for her in her designated area so she can just grab and hit the photos. Because sometimes what happens if I'm behind, then she has to like D-tag, separate, prep, that kind of thing. And I want to pay her to do photos, not to do that stuff. So. Okay, Flippin' Nostalgia's got a good point here. They say, I think it's a mindset. Harry Tornado is a YouTuber that resells, while Tech and Sports is a reseller that's in YouTube. Yeah, I mean, Josh is Harry Tornado. He started, full-time reselling to survive, and then he picked up YouTube, and then I think he enjoyed YouTube more, saw like the growth, the possibility to make more, maybe, or he just liked doing it more, and then he excelled at it by putting a lot of work into it. But, I guess, he probably spends a lot more time. I don't know how much time he spends editing, because you can get pretty fast at editing, and his edits aren't like over the top, but they don't need to be, right? Because people are watching him for kind of his vlog style, like tad bit of information here and there. So yeah, that's a good point. And then as far as Tech and Sports being a reseller that's in YouTube, yeah, obviously he's been doing reselling for a long time. but let's say he has totally hands off of his reselling business, right? And then he's fully a YouTuber and like does his group. Does that make him now a YouTuber and not a reseller, even though obviously he has all the experience reselling? Because it's, if something's running on all cylinders, are you still that person, or are you the other thing that you're doing all the time, right? So yeah, a couple ways to look at it. I mean, it's all gravy, Those two guys are, very successful. Did I put the label on it? Oh, I didn't even print the label for the hoodie that I threw over there. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Got a little distracted. That's another thing. When I run these live, sometimes I get a little distracted, but I'm gonna lock in, knock these out, get my work done so I can go do more work. Eddie Bauer thermal. Bam. This is a heavy thermal though. Let's see, it's gonna be over a pound, I'm sure. Yep. Another thing I really want to get into is doing advertising for people, like shorts for different companies. Like I go to this Chinese restaurant, not Panda Express. I do go there a lot, but it's a local one, and I mentioned making a commercial for them, and the guy was like I think he was pretty into like what I was saying. I don't know though, because there's like a little bit of a language barrier, but I think he was about it. So you make like a 1 minute commercial and it takes like an hour, and you charge them. I think $100 is fair, but I was talking to some people and they're like, you can charge them like $200 to $500 if you're good. If you trust in your skills. And I was like, dude, that's some serious cash for some quick work. So that's something that I kind of want to explore, test the market a little bit. But you got to just kind of get good at that stuff. It'd be like a videographer, like if you're doing a wedding or something, except you're not there all day. You're just there for a quick minute. Do the video, do the voiceover. Swoop, have you tried promoted listings yet? I tried for 4 days and then I cut it all off. I'm not about it. I don't promote my listings. I do think there's some value in it, but I like doing it the way that I do it. And I was gonna actually talk about that in one of my videos. So that may be coming soon. I don't want I know I have a lot of people watching the channel and a lot of people maybe implementing what I say, and maybe some people don't, but I wonder if you gave away something that somebody does on eBay and enough people do it, would eBay change how they do things? Because they're like, oh my gosh, we have a lot of people that are kind of doing it this way. We don't want them to do it this way no more because it's taking up too much of our resources or something like that. So I don't know if that's actually true. It's just kind of like my spitball, and like maybe it's true. This is a sweet looking Tommy Bahama. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably mention it. A lot of people do it anyway. It's just I do it a certain way that I think's a little bit better. So this one is a Tommy Bahama floral shirt. It's not silk or linen. So silk, linen stuff, Tommy Bahama is always a little bit better. This is just a cotton one. And it's sold for $17 plus $8.99. So pretty good money there. Goes to a woman too. I wonder if she's buying it for her husband. My wife's calling. I hate when she calls because I use my phone for my camera, and then we have a 11-month-old son. So if she's calling, there could be something serious, but I can't really answer. So usually what I do is I go to Facebook and I'll just message her on Messenger because I can't pick the phone up because I'm recording with it. So hopefully it's nothing bad, and maybe she just wants to talk though, So I'm going to, oh man, I hate Facebook on desktop too. I feel like it's so laggy. But yeah, we're just gonna send her a little massage, see what she's up to. Oh, and then do you guys have a page on Facebook or like a business page? For some reason, I can't figure out how to just message people with my business page. I feel like it doesn't let me or something, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, I can pull up Messenger right away with her. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Man, I hope there's some good Super Bowl commercials. this year. I like the ones back in like the 2000s and stuff. Cheryl said, I've tried YouTube a few years ago, not reselling, but a different category of YouTube. It is hard. If you are making money, you are obviously working hard and earning it. Thank you. Yeah, no, it absolutely is hard. A lot of it is, a lot of it's consistency, but also you gotta have some juice when you come on camera, you know, because it'll just come across flat if you don't. Here's a Ralph Lauren. This is just a plaid long sleeve button up, but it is pink. So it's this type of pink. And this sold for 15 plus 9, so 24 bucks on this one. Pretty good. Sell a lot of the old Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren. Sade Kasheni says, so true. Not sure what you're referring to because I kind of talk in circles, but I appreciate it. I mean, I'm sure whatever you're saying is true. If it's coming from my mouth, it probably is true. Anna says, how much time percentage-wise do you put into YouTube videos versus reselling? That is an excellent question, and it's probably a video-worthy question, to be honest. Well, let's look at this. So I made a short on a short video. It's like I do like the intro of the store. You guys can see it on my YouTube shorts or like my Facebook Taylor Exchange. If you guys aren't following, go ahead and follow, like the page. That took about 30 minutes this morning, and I can do them a little bit faster, but I'm really trying to make them like a little bit more quality. So I've been taking my time to make sure I do it right and hit my marks. So that took 30 minutes today. I'm running this live, which will take probably an hour to an hour and a half. And then as far as YouTube content, I won't do any more today. Now tomorrow I may do the courage. I may get the motivation to do a full video, but those I've noticed it's better to like have some ideas, have a thumbnail idea. Like it takes a lot of like thinking that's not direct work, like sitting down and editing or filming, but it does take a little bit of planning to do that. But let me tell you about this one before I get on to more of that. This is the Ralph Lauren. This is a 4XB plaid shirt. It sold for 25 plus 9, so 34 bucks on the 4XB. 4XB, 3XB sell for a little bit more than 2XB. And we're talking extra big is what that is. But yeah, you definitely want to snag those if you can. And they're easy to pick out because they're usually at the end of the rack, you know. Ralph Lauren. And I usually pay up to like, I think 10's the most I would pay for something like this. But I typically get them for like 5 to 7. Dun, dun, dun. Bow, bow, bow. Okay, so yeah, so more time spent. Let's say, here's a good one. So that React video with Daily Refinement and Rockstar that I put out Tuesday, that took no time at all. I just popped on the camera. I watched, I did watch the video beforehand, and then I played like a little clip of it, the audio, and then I talked. So that video was 9 minutes long. It took maybe 12 minutes to record, cut up some stuff, and then put it in the editor, render it, thumbnail, upload. That probably took less than an hour to do all that. And that video got, I think it's at 10,000 views. So that's about $100 made in 10 minutes. Now, what really hurts is when I do the what sold video with the pop-ups, the music, the intro, all that stuff. I can spend anywhere from 2 hours on like the fastest up to like 4 or 5 hours. And that video can get anywhere from like 1,000 views to like maybe 3,000 views. So that would be 10 to 30 bucks in like 2 to 5 hours of work. And that is damaging as far as like being a productive, solopreneur. That kind of hurts. But I know there's people that really care about that type of info, like they're trying to figure out what some of these items are. They want to find this stuff. They want to find out, that stuff. So I try to provide that. Now, if I do a sourcing trip, say I go to Dallas and I do the sourcing trip, I go to Oklahoma City and I'm filming in the store, I'm recording my morning stuff. That can also take, 4 or 5 hours, and then you edit it. And I'm pretty good at editing, but you do all the editing. And when I say good, I'm fast at what I know how to do with editing. I'm not like good as like I know a lot about editing. I just know what I normally do, I can do fast. And again, that can make anywhere from $20, $10, $20 all the way up to like $100 or more dollars if it goes, really well. So throughout the week, I would say at least 10 hours maybe. probably 10 hours of YouTube. So 40 hours a month, and you're making, like 450 to 600. So you can say it's like a week of work, I guess. And then reselling, I probably spend at least 40 hours, if not 50. I used to spend a lot more because I did photos, but now that I don't do photos, it's a little less. So let's just say 40 hours on reselling, 10 hours on YouTube. So 50-hour work week. Great question, though. I should do a video breakdown on that. Here's a good sale. This is Ariat. This is a fire-resistant jeans. Now, this is size 32-32. Typically, I find these in like really big sizes. This is a really good size. I had them priced at $59.99 plus $8.99, so you're talking like 68, $70. They offered $30, and I countered with 40 because I think I spent 15 on these. Countered with 40, they accepted. That's $48.99. So that's pretty good. That's kind of where I want to be. And I bought, I think, 4 of these at the same time. They're all the same size. Somebody donated all their fire resistant stuff. And what's cool is Ariat, of course that fire resistant is good materials to work in, but they're good looking jeans. So like a guy that's doing that type of work, whether he's a welder or whatever, he could, use it as like going out to the bar and stuff and not look like a scrub. Like he can look good with this pair of jeans because it's thick stitch. It's got nice wash to it. And it's a very known brand. So Ariat FR, thank you for coming through on that. I wish he would have bought all of them, but I get it. He probably didn't have the funds to buy them all, or he just wanted to test one out. Sometimes when I get repeat buyers, they'll buy one shirt, really like it, and they'll come back and buy like 3 or 5. So that's a pretty good little thing. Yeah, I messaged my wife. She didn't message back yet, so I wonder. I do got to buy dog food today, so definitely remind me to buy the dog food. Maybe she was calling about that. All right. Mr. Guy says, hello. Flippin' nostalgia. I tried being a reseller that does YouTube, but when I got a brand deal that paid me $1,000 for a 30-second ad read, it changed my mind. Wow. Dang, you must have a voice or something, man. That's some serious money. Insane. VIP says, not real resellers, laugh loud. Y'all just try to fool your audience into buying recycled YouTube content into a course. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not putting a course out or anything, but you start a group, you start a mentorship, you start a course. Like, does that take away from you being a real person at it? I don't know. I try to explain, like, it's hard to make money at this. A lot of people come across saying it's easy, and they say it's easy to do this, easy to do that. I don't think there's much easy. Now, it's easier than other jobs, but it's not like easy. And I guess it depends on what your term, like, what do you define as easy, right? Like, I don't know. I think chopping wood's easy. That's something I can do pretty easily. Like, I like doing that too. It's like fun. So maybe that's what people are saying. But yeah, I don't know. The whole like buying the groups and stuff. It's the thing is people want that, right? Like some people value paying for the education to get the fast track on like what to do, rather than taking a long time trying to figure it out and like making mistakes. They'd rather be like, let's just pay for an expert's opinion, and then depending on how expert that person is and how much work they put into their course, maybe it's worth it, but I don't know. I've never bought a course or paid for anything like that, so I don't know. I guess I don't know, the Facebook group members that I see for different, I think it's like eBay Facebook group or eBay thrifting. I'm not sure what it's called, but man, some of them are like aggressive. They are aggressive. And then on my Facebook one, the viral one I was telling you about, that short, somebody said, stop buying from resellers. They're ruining thrift stores. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't know I was so powerful. And then I wanted to say, like, look, that fan hasn't sold, so please somebody go buy the fan, I priced it high. I priced it at $230. That vintage Emerson fan. It's one of the better models though, so I think it can get that much. But yeah, it's like, why would they be so mad about that? And why do they think resellers are the one that ruined it? Like, they're selling online. Like, they're pulling good items. I talked to an employee at my Goodwill, the local one. She said, yeah, they've really gotten better at pulling stuff. They don't put stuff out there. So only brands you can get that are really great are the ones they don't know. And we're not even talking about like great brands, but like the Territory Head, they don't know that's good. Like Lululemon, sometimes they miss the tag. They just think it's like, like a generic legging or whatever. So, yeah, Goodwill is absolutely just trying to, like, be a good reseller. Like, they just have the plug because of their whole mission statement of, they get these items donated. So, yeah, I don't know if it's really the reseller out there. But then again, maybe he's a Goodwill spy. maybe he's a player like that. Mr. Guy goes, cough, cough. Rockstar Flipper, cough, cough. What was the deal with that? Yeah, look at my most recent video. A lot of people were wondering about it, and they asked me what my opinion was. And I've never, like, I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't watch a lot of that, like the most viral type YouTube. The ones where it's like, there are literal clashes of YouTubers, right? I've not really followed that type of stuff, but to see somebody on the internet just directly say like, look, man, like straighten up, I'm coming for you. Like, don't try to come at me or I will bury you. Like that type of language and aggression. I've never seen that type of thing. And then I wonder, like, would you say that to someone's face? Like, are you the kind of guy that like, talks like that in front of people, or do you just do it in front of a camera, right? So, the thing that's interesting about it is, one, they're two high profile people on this space, and then the money tied around like Tech leaving the group around the same time that happened is really telling. But then also learning that Tech wasn't an owner of that reseller group, he was a 1099. Even if the split was 50-50, that group's worth over $1 million. So you're making 500,000, he's making 500. I mean, I'm just spitballing. It's close to that probably. And then it's like, I was going to get out anyway, but let me just get out now while it's getting hot and heavy for my friend. But like, if I had a friend of 7 years, whether he did something really bad or not, I don't know if I would just ditch him like that, because I figured if there was going to be a separation of Tech and Chris, it would be on one of their podcast episodes. Hey guys, just want to let you know this is the last episode we're doing together. Tech's going to go his other way. I'm going to continue my group. I'm going to focus around Whatnot and Poshmark. Tech's still talking eBay, and I will talk eBay. But whatever. I just feel like it would have gone down differently, but it kind of went down as like, this is a back of a label, but it's like, all right, guys, so today I am leaving the group. I have no legal ties to this group. Like, it was crazy. It was just like what you would see if a lawyer wrote something up and says, read this so you don't get in trouble for something. And that's what made me interested in the whole story between Daily Refinement and Rockstar. And a lot of people, those comments, there was a lot of good points in the comments. And even just reading the comments while you watch the video, you can learn a lot about this back and forth. Why is Casey calling people out? Why is he policing it? If a bunch of you guys came to me and said, look, Sean, I'm getting scammed by this guy every single time. Like, this is happening to me every single time. Like, can you let people know about this? I'd be like, maybe I'd consider it, but I can tell you this. If I was recording and I started getting my emotions high, I would cut out some certain things so I wouldn't just like, post a tirade. It's just, I would be a little more tactful about it, because you have the power to edit. It's not like you're on a live show, right? Or like you're in a live debate in front of the country. Like, you can't, like there, you just have to do it on the fly. But if you're recording something, you can always just scrap it and redo it. Or like take a chill pill, come back. Okay, hey, I really like this part, whatever, and I want to say it, but it was very telling of how mad, Rockstar was. But like the thing with me is like, I really followed those guys for a very long time. Like, getting started in this business, those were like the main resources to go to, because there wasn't a lot of people doing YouTube in 2019. There were some serious people that had a ton of info, but reselling and stuff, it changes a little bit, And I wanted to know everything about it. So that's the people I watch. And then to see what's happening now, I was just kind of like, man, this is pretty sad to see, you know, sad to see somebody going at somebody like that. But, you know, here's kind of what my thought is. Maybe Rockstar Flipper, I don't know if he has Daily Refinement's number. Maybe he had a phone call with them. And then maybe he recorded that phone call because, you know, some people do that, right? Although, you know, you can say whatever it is about it, but it's sneaky. So maybe he recorded the call and Chris was like, look, I don't have time for you. Like, those people had issues with their orders. I have to solve it. I was behind or whatever. I don't know, man. I've never run a business that's that intense with that many orders and stuff or that many employees. And then maybe Rockstar was like, yep, okay, I got you, man. Like, just wait and see what happens. And then he puts out this video and he's all fired up. I'm not sure. That's why I'm into it, man. I'm trying to figure out like what the deal is, right? I'm invested, but I don't want to become the guy that makes react videos all the time. But that video did do pretty well though. So I'm not doing that kind of stuff just for money though. I don't think it's just not really my style. Like I don't know. Like doing stuff for easy money, you know? And then it's like people are like, maybe Rockstar just did that to get views. That dude's been getting views for years. He knows how much money, he knows this type of stuff. I don't think he would have done something so extreme just to get $200 or $300 worth of views. I don't think so. Because, like, say that was a 1 million view video, you know, he would probably get paid about $5,000 is what would happen there. But I don't know how you can really say like I'm gonna rant or, you know, expose somebody and get a 1 million view video. I don't think there's enough people out there that care about the reselling drama to make the video just in the hopes of going viral with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Vinny, I'm kind of talking through it right now. I don't know. Oh, hang on. My wife messaged back. I'm just going to remind you that your chicken leg is in the fridge. I ate that. She said my chicken leg is in the fridge. But it was I already ate that chicken leg. My dad did quarter thighs for the Bears game. Chicago Bears. Tyson Agent Bajent. Anyway, yeah, she said make sure to eat that for lunch, but like I already ate it. So I think it's her chicken leg that she forgot is in there. I think that's what's happening. She's typing. You see those little dots. Does anybody get like excited when they see somebody with the little dots? Are those called ellipsis dots or something? Dots. Oh, she goes, that's my broccoli, cry face emoji. I'm just going to put Rummage for Riches says, I picked up 34 4XBs and 3XBs and 20 Columbia PFG shirts the other day at one store. They belong to a strip club owner in my area. Paid $5.99 a shirt. Whoa, that is some serious cash. Holy cow, that is awesome. But do they have the scent of stripper on them? May add to the value. May even add that in there. Previously owned by Big Johnson, Big Daddy Johnson, strip club owner. Oh yeah, what Casey said was kind of cringe coming from Swoop. And then he said, I think we should reach out to Chris and let him know if he's going to release a video and ask if there's any comments on the allegations. Oh, I think he should have reached out Chris and let him know he was going to release a video and ask if there are any comments on the allegations. See, that's the thing. He might have talked to him already. He might have talked to him already before that video. But at the same time, if you're mad, like if you're mad about something, right? Like, say your wife did something, right? And you're just mad, like all day. And then you go, you're stewing on it, right? And then you see her and she's having a happy day from whatever, work and stuff. And then you're just like, I want to talk to you for a minute, And then they're like, whoa, hold on. So it's like, you can't come at somebody as a 10 to somebody who's at like a 4, you know? So I wonder if he got like charged up. I like to call it being charged up, and then just went after him. He's like, nope, I gave you your chance. It's done. I'm going after him now. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's how he is. Hey, you mess with the bull, you get the horns, right? I just wouldn't do it. Here's a good one. This is King Ranch. King Ranch has like a W logo. Here it is. W logo. This one sold for $23.27 plus $8.99 shipping. So King Ranch, pretty good. Long sleeve button shirt, plaid. Not bad. Not too bad. How's the audio? Is the audio doing good? I imagine so. Y'all probably would have said something if the audio's good. I saw some of the replays, I think, of the last live that I did, and it was like a little spotty for the first few minutes. And we are getting fiber optics in my neighborhood. We're not like a super big city here. Fiber's like making its way. It's making its way through the city. So really excited about that. And it should be like much more crisp with the lives and the videos. Flipping waffles. When Rally Root called him out and his suspension, he made a response, but crickets with this. Maybe he learned from that last video. Maybe he learned that wasn't a good thing to do. I don't know. Chris did come out with an update video, and he pretty much said, we're going to run things as normal. And then he put a comment, though, pinned it, and it said something like, please be respectful. I am seeking legal action or advice on what to do. So there was that. But, it's like, what is Chris going to do, Like, is he going to come out with his own rant against Rockstar? That's what we'd all want to see, right? But yeah, it's probably not the wisest thing to do. Here's Patagonia. This is the ironclad pants. So I found these bad boys. I really wanted to keep them. I tried them on, and guess what? My thighs are too big. So I'm not even like that athletic, but my thighs and my like chest, the proportions of those just seem to not work with like Cool, like the brand Cool, Kuhl. Can't wear those pants. Can't wear many Patagonia pants. Seems like those are made for thinner people, So I'm not saying I'm skinny fat. I'm just saying they don't fit. They don't fit that well. I wish they did. I like the brands. Annie says, sorry if I already asked and answered, do you wash anything? I run about 1 to 2 loads a week of my inventory. I do not wash 100% of the clothes. I don't go to the bins, so the clothes I get off the racks are in fairly good condition. If something is stained or has like a bit of a smell to it, it'll go in the wash pile. I'll stain treat it with some OxyClean or some Shout, depending on which one. I've tried a couple different ones, and it's kind of all gravy with that kind of stuff. And then I'll wash it, but no, not 100%. Now eBay's rules does say wash 100% of the clothing, but they also say do not sell items with stains. A lot of people sell items with stains, so I kind of play it by ear with that. So yeah, and then Randy, while Randy's doing photos, she'll pull stuff off to the side if she deems it like, hey, this needs to be run over again or whatever. So. All right. But yeah, that Patagonia pants, if you're wondering, $24 plus $8.99. Just for a pair of pants. We got a Ralph Lauren Blake. This is a 2XL short sleeve button shirt, sold for $20. And that's including shipping, so. Debbie says IC now, or ICK. What's ICK stand for? I don't know. Or IDK, like I don't care. ICK. I don't know. Or, yeah, whatever. All right. Callie says, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Callie Luis. Andy Meta says, hi. Mr. Guy says, Daily can sue dude for defamation. A lot of people brought that up, right? I don't know how all that works. And people kept saying, well, what if it's true? But that's like saying, can you say hate speech if it's true? Or is it not hate speech if it's if whatever you said is only hate speech. It can't be like true hate speech. And then defamation is like, right, I think it's, I don't know, is slander and defamation the same thing? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not really sure. I've never really dealt with this kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of people said that is the thing. Now, for me, whenever Casey said, I will bury you, he was probably talking about like bury you like in business, in like legal stuff. But you could also take that as like, I'm going to dig a grave and bury you in the ground. And that's like a death threat, right? So that's why I put, is that a threat, in the title of that, my most recent video I put out. Because you can't go around saying stuff like that to people. But then again, I mean, I'm not sure if like, they're like, oh, well, it's true. He can say it because it's true. And it's like, well, I call it like righteous anger. It's like when you know you're right about something, whether if Chris did do something wrong and you know you've got something on him, does that give you the right to just be angry and nasty about it? Or is it like, oh, come on, man, like, you can't do that. So I don't know. Eric said hate speech. Yeah, I mean, that's just an example, Eric. I don't know, like, I'm just saying, like, is there ever an okay to say something to somebody if they're in the wrong? That's what I'm saying. So, because a lot of people were responding saying, he can say all that because it's true. It's not defamation or that because it's true. And I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, can you say stuff that's, you know, threatening or whatever if it's, but you're right. Like you can say it because you're right. So I don't know. Mr. Guy says the court costs would be wild for something so petty, though. I mean, okay, when you say that, maybe, but maybe cost to Chris Daily Front, maybe that's not a lot. You know, maybe spending $5-10 to clear his name and to sue to get even just his money back. Maybe it's the time that's not worth it, the stress. But like, you got to understand, to some people, money isn't as much as it is to you. The best example that kind of like opened my eyes to this, if you guys watch anything from Alex Hormozy, he is the owner of Gym Launch and now acquisition.com. He's come out with some books. He's big on social media. He's that guy with he's got like the beard and he had long hair and he always wears kind of like real casual looking clothing. But he said, I think he was spending $50,000 a month on food. And then people were like, dude, that's insane. I think it was Graham Stephan they were talking. And he was like, well, you got to look at it like this, you know. If he makes 100 times more money than you, then like, what is it? $1 to me and you, to him, it's like 100. Like, you know, and he's like, oh, 100, you know, it's a $500 dinner for me, but to you, it'd be like going to Taco Bell, paying $5 for that box. So for him, it's like, dude, yeah, that, of course I'm going to go with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the scales are different. And I know Chris doesn't make as much as Alex Hormozy, but it's, yeah, you know, maybe it's like, all right, Luke. And Chris, I don't know. I thought he said his wife was in-law, not an in-law, but like in law, like the law field. So maybe he can get some, you know, advice for free or whatever. It's like, oh, we'll just do it. What is it? Pro bono? Is that the word? So maybe it's not a big cost. Maybe it's more of just a time and effort thing. I just know I don't want someone coming to me saying they're going to bury me. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Tech leaving Chris's group. I already know a bunch of people. I mean, I know a couple people already signed up for Tech's group instantly. So you're talking about $1 million business, maybe turning into a $250,000 business in a blink of an eye. Holly's Quiet Space says, how long did it take you to realize reselling could be your main source of income? Do you recall what your inventory count was? Everybody always asks about the inventory count. What you have to realize is it doesn't matter what the inventory number is. If you have 100 items, 1,000 items, 5,000 items. The most important thing is your daily sales and daily profit. Now, I was making $15 an hour and they were paying 100% health insurance, and it was an office job. I repaired commercial copiers. So I got to drive around in a company car, go to these different places, do the repairs, and that kind of thing. Very, very easy, chill job, right? I mean, before that, I worked a lot of construction work and it was very difficult. Like Texas heat will kill people. Like, I mean, it was like working on another planet sometimes. Now, the moment I realized that I could do it was, I think I was making, I want to say I was at like 1,200 items, but I had hard goods and I had shoes. I did not have like shirts and clothing. I may have had jeans. And I think I got to the point where it was like every day I was making $100 in sales. And I was like, all right, this is good. I think when I made $200 in sales, I was profiting like 75 to 90 bucks per day. And I was like, was my regular job, I'm making like 100 something a day. So like, surely I can go another 6 months at the time, because I was going to quit January 1, 2022 was my date to quit my full-time job. And I was like, surely by then I'll have the exact same money I was making before, and it'll be, I'll have more time to focus on it and should make a little more than that. And then my grandma passed away June 2021, I'm sorry. And when that happened, it was one of the biggest deaths I've had in my adult life. And it kind of told me like, I could have easily had a lot more lunches with her, a lot more conversations with her, a lot more time with her. And I was like, you know what? I think life's too short to just wait till a date, a nice round number, like just go for it. And if it fails, you can either crawl back to your old job, or I know I could always be like a waiter, bartender, things like that. So that's kind of when. So it was the number of sales per day and profit per day that I was like, I think I can make it, you know. But whenever I got away from hard goods, I got away from those big sales. I ended up getting like my average sale price was going down, but I was getting more and more items, and then it was kind of like, it took a while to even out. And then now I do about I'm at like 19,000 and some change in sales for this month. So I'll probably do 210,000 in sales, and I'll probably profit like 65,000, maybe more than that. I don't know, 60 to 70,000 in that range with $200,000 in sales. Now that's not great, you know, it's a pretty low margin, but now I do YouTube. Now I do this, you know, I have other forms of like content type incomes coming in. So I'm just trying to figure it out, man. Trying to have a good time with it, trying to help you guys the best I can. And that's kind of where I'm at, Holly. So good question. Thank you. I always like thinking about it and looking back at like, you know, some of the decisions I made. And I'm telling you, I was pretty confident, but it was kind of nerve wracking. I was at that copier job for 3 years, but I just realized I was never going to make that much money. And if you're working for somebody like that, they're making like a lot of money, either $250,000, $1 million for this small town. I don't know how much he was making, but he was making a lot of money. And, you know, I had to like beg for like a raise, and I'd get like $1 a year. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, give me a break, dude. So, yeah, that's that. I almost thought about going to that company and asking if he wants to pay for a commercial, like make a commercial for my old company, but I tried to put in my 2 weeks, and my coworker was really mad about me leaving. He was just like mad because he knew he was going to get nailed and like overwhelmed with work, and he was being kind of annoying, and I was just like, man, I don't owe these people anything. So I left after 2 days. So into the 2 weeks notice. Righteous Monkey says, what's interesting is Chris took down his recent Whatnot operations tour video after Casey's video. That is a bit interesting. That is a bit. But, I mean, people have reasons for taking videos down. Say, like, I did that video about the customer that I had an issue with returning, and, like, I was choosing not to I like kind of was playing around with returning his refund and like, you know, making him send the item back because there was an issue, whatever, with the sizing. Instead of leaving that video up, I had his information, like his buyer, his eBay username on the video. Well, I took the video down because you legally can't have that. And I didn't see that. Like I missed that. I was trying to block it out, blur it out. So I had to take the video down. So maybe Chris had something in that video that he was like, oh shoot, I can't be showing like labels like up close or something like that. So I don't know. I didn't see the video. I'm not sure. Or, you know, if he is getting legal counsel, they may be like, look, we need you to, you know, follow the rules for a while so we can make sure we get this taken care of before we go any further. PT Rog says, if it's false, imagine Tech leaving the group and taking everyone with them. Chris loses on the group would be a crazy amount of money. That's grounds for a huge lawsuit. That's interesting. Yeah, and the thing about Tech leaving is he was not a part owner, which is a huge deal when it comes to things like that. I mean, it's almost like a marriage type situation, right? But if you're just a hired gun, like a 1099, then yeah, I mean, you leave and you make your own money. The thing is, the way he left seemed a little too abruptly and a little too connected to this thing. But yeah, that's absolutely correct. And I don't, it's above my knowledge on how that stuff works out. But yeah, I want to like hear about it though. I do want to hear about it. Pair of jeans here. These are Levi 560s. I think they're some of the best Levi's to sell. These are size 36, which is actually a really good size to pick up. And they sold for $30 plus $8.99 shipping. So really good sale there. Happy about that. Mr. Guy says it's going to be $5,000 just to get to Discovery. That's what I'm saying, man. $5,000, maybe like $500 to him, right? Like maybe he's like, oh, dude, whatever. Like of course I'm going to do that. Because what if the lawsuit's worth $1 million? I mean, you got to think of it differently. This is his reputation. Like, how much does a reputation cost? He's been on YouTube talking about this stuff for 7 years, and you're telling me like he can get his income cut in half or 3/4 of it cut because some guy comes out running his mouth. Now maybe he's right. Maybe Chris is in some hot water with some companies. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a point where it's like 5,000 to him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not that much. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what his finances look like. And then again, he's in California, so maybe it's pretty expensive. Maybe they really go for a lot. PT Rog says, yeah, 1.175 a year just on group patron fees alone. And that's not even like the more expensive ones he has or like just the podcast $5. I mean, most people on OnlyFans have like a $5 to $8 like subscription fee. I don't have one, so I don't know for sure, but I watch the Graham Stephan show, and all I'm saying is they talk to a lot of those women, and most of them it's $5, but they have a lot of people join, and it's really like a lot of money, that stuff adds up. So Mr. Guy says, I'm wondering who snitched out Chris. It's funny you said that. Oh, with the credit card flipping. And Rockstar said, it's a former employee. And do you remember when Chris had that one former employee that stole the laptop? He said one of them just stole one of his MacBooks. That he's like, I would have just given her a MacBook if she really needed one. But like, I was like, what if it was her? And then I was like, what if it was a plant? A Rockstar plant. He planted the employee to get dirt on Chris. And then I was like, what if the next person I hire, someone plants somebody? That's just kind of like, it's kind of like, what is it? Like a fiction novel. Maybe you can get ChatGPT to write a story about it. That'd be good. Swoop says, yeah, I think the credit card thing is the only thing that he could legally get in trouble with. That's a serious thing, man. Yeah. It's a felony fraud. Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as I heard that, I was thinking of when people were taking advantage of the Kohl's Cash thing. Do you remember that back? I think they changed how they do it now, but back in the day, man, people were hitting Kohl's Cash up and then returning stuff, and right during the holiday to get the multiplier and stuff. It was like a big thing. But anyway, here's a short sleeve polo. What I want to talk about this one is, one, it's gray and kind of purple, which is kind of cool and unique. But it's a Guinness, like Guinness beer. This is embroidered Guinness beer, and I think it's actually branded by them. So this sold for $20. It was like a $2 shirt. So that was kind of cool. Beer stuff does decent. I'm not a buyer on Bud Light anymore, but like those board shorts and stuff, those do pretty well. But yeah, beer stuff does all right. Let's check the tube out and see how it's looking. 74 concurrent viewers, 29 likes. Really appreciate you guys coming in. I figured, it was kind of a gloomy day here in Texas, and I was like, you know what? I bet you there's about 74 people that would want to just hang out and like, let's talk a little bit, you know, because sometimes working, and I will tell you this, when I quit my job and started working by myself pretty much, it was tough because I was already dealing with some depression from my grandma passing away, but the working alone and not having someone to check in with, it's a serious thing. I mean, I am a social butterfly. Like, I love talking. I have a problem actually whenever I call my friends that I just, like, I call and they're like, what's up? And it's like just me talking about what's going on. And I'm just like, dude, why do I not like shut that down and just listen, hear my friends out? And then when they say, well, what's up with you, you know, then talk. So, you know, it's something I deal with. And I just know with the people that have been watching, whether it's 15, 20, 30 people on YouTube, 70, 100 people, you guys just, you know, you're like, man, dude, what's going on? Like, I got no one to really talk to. It's cool. I get it, man. I'm the same way. Because guess what? When it's 9 to 5 and you're working, people are working too, and they're not answering their phone to just like, they're not at home shipping items all day or like taking photos of items. So you have to wait for certain times to call them, and then it's like, you know, maybe they want to talk in the evening, and it's like, well, now my wife and son are home, so I'm gonna be dad for the next, you know, 3 to 5 hours. So it's like I can't talk to them then, but yeah. So I get it, man. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, let's see what's next, man. We're really getting into this. Sarah Carey, let's read your comment. It was nice meeting you yesterday at the Salvation Army. Oh, Sarah. Oh, good. I've been watched you this morning. Great content. Sarah, aka the mom next door. Awesome. There you go. Yeah, if you guys see me in public, say hi. You know, I'm all about it. That's really good. Yeah, I did decently well at that Salvation Army. Like, I did get a women's vintage orange tab trucker jacket from there. Like, they were restocking. Now it is stained. It's got a little bit of tears on it, but it's not as going to be like the men's. I think the men's are anywhere from like 75 up to like 300 depending on which one you get. But like the Type 3, I think for the women's it's like 40 to 60 bucks. So I think I'm going to price mine at like 50 plus shipping. But yeah, that's one of the ones I found. And yeah, and it's kind of like Sarah was in there shopping and she had a lot of clothes, and I was like, I think I actually saw you looking up comps, and I was like, are you a reseller? Because I love talking, right? I'm like, I love talking to people, so I was like, are you a reseller? And then they're just like, yeah. And I'm just like, so am I. Like, welcome. And then I'm, of course, just like, do you watch YouTube? You know, like, are you a follower? So yeah, it's cool. Okay, we're getting close to the end here, folks. I got a few more to do. This is, it's been pretty good though. I went from being kind of sleepy to like, now I'm really happy, so I really appreciate it. Swoop says, the whole scam thing, I don't think it's true. I just think he takes advantage of his viewers. Here's something. Say you're running like Whatnot, right? Those people are getting 50, 100, 200, 500. Say something happens and you're like, I can't get this all packed up. Maybe what he was doing was like, let me send a envelope with nothing in it in the mail so that you get the scan. And yeah, like Casey was talking, like Andy's getting his money released. Well, maybe it was more of like he's too big and not able to fulfill it, so he's doing the best he can to kind of patch it before he could ship the actual items. Now, if that is the case, that's not how you do things. You start shutting it down and start slowing it down. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's you can't be, you know, what is it? Write a check your butt can't cash. Like, if that is the case, then that's not how you run a business. You got to say, look, I can't do this. I can't buy all these pallets, because the thing is with the cash flow in these businesses, those suppliers expect you to buy, and if you don't buy, then they're going to go to someone else who will. And then if you're trying to keep selling to make up for the money, like you need the money from the sales to do the purchases and to keep your employees fed and all that stuff, maybe it just started getting a little too chaotic, and then he started falling behind. Those people went to Casey, hey man, this guy's ripping me off. Like, I'm depending on his inventory to sell to make money for my family, and he's not sending it. He sent me a sheet of paper or something like that. And Casey's like, oh, screw that, dude. Like, let me call him up. And then he goes, bring, bring. Hey, Chris, what's the deal, man? You scamming my friends? And Chris is like, chill out, dude. It's none of your business. It's all under control. And Chris is like, Rockstar was like, well, we'll see about that. It stinks that they're both C's, right? Chris and Casey. That's kind of hard to, like, But anyway, maybe Rockstar was like, yeah, we'll see about that. Click, turns on the camera. You don't know what I got. I recorded that phone call, that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you said the scam thing, taking advantage of viewers. I think it's a little misleading. If anybody is out there listening and you want to buy a bunch of serviceable inventory to sell to somebody else, and you're going to a reseller, try to picture it like this. He's combing through those items. You're not going to get any awesome items. You're going to get like table scraps. And then if you're trying to run my business model and you buy like 100 of my items, maybe 5 or 10 of those will sell the first week you list them, but the other 90 may take 6 months to sell or a year to sell. You cannot just expect to say, well, I'm buying 100 items for, let's just say, $500 from Taylor Exchange. Well, I'm going to tell you, look, those items will make you 1,000 profit or 1,500 profit, but it'll take you a year. I have 5,000 items. So like the stuff I bought last year sells today. The stuff I bought 6 months ago sell today. The item I listed this week sold today. So that's the misleading part. And I don't know if it's exactly taking advantage of viewers, but it's assuming viewers understand what's happening, and a lot of them don't because they're brand new to reselling. So I guess there's an argument, Swope, that yeah, maybe it is taking advantage of them, but at the same time, I think people want the easiest path to success and don't necessarily want to look up comps at every single item at the thrift store, like that kind of thing. Because trust me, I did not just know what to pick up. I mean, I still find items and brands and styles that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look, this is good to pick up. But you can't just order that on a plate and get it sent to you. Nobody's going to do that for you. And whenever I used to listen to different resellers on YouTube, a lot of them have like a formula of how they talk. And then you can notice differences in how they talk to find like little things where it's kind of like, oh, that's like a legit thought that he brought up, not something he said 100 times, 10 or 100 times. Like he said one time, for example, Chris said something like he has never found a way to get items like without picking it up himself. And that was like early on, right? Whenever he was doing the sourcing, like he still had to go to the flea market to hand pick the items for a very long time. Now he's at the point where it's brand new stuff, which brand new, way different. When you're doing that type of resale, that stuff doesn't even have to be that great. Like people just love brand new. So what I'm saying is whenever I would see those little nuggets of like, wait a second, he actually said like he's never been able to purchase inventory like in bulk from another reseller because it's just never worked out. And I've done it myself. If you guys know Brian Vent, I did a deal where I was like trading shoes and he was giving me clothes. And then at one point I said, how about instead of getting money for the shoes I'm trading you, give me more inventory, because he had all these clothing inventory and I was getting in the clothes, right? I got hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and dude, those items were terrible. There were a few that were like $30 items, and we're talking like Catherine size 24 jeans or elastic waist jeans. And I was kind of like, all right, well, that's good. But a bunch of them were nothing. Like, I would never pay $4 for it. But he had a guy sourcing the bins. He had his old inventory. He was trying to flush out his store. So when that happened to me, I was mad. I was like, dude, there's no chance I'm doing a deal with you, Brian Vent. But like, hey, that's some of the licks you got to take to understand, like, hey, maybe you need to go out to the racks and you need to go to the bins or whatever you need to do for you to know what you're picking up and paying for to get your profit. So do not rely on other resellers to get you these mystery boxes. Oh, this is a reseller lot. Like, give me a break, dude. I would never sell that stuff. Now, if, God forbid something happened to me, my wife would have to sell my store to somebody or like try to garage sale it. So maybe some of my friends, like if I got 5,000 items, maybe it's like, look, give us 10 grand and take his whole store. Yeah, that's a huge amount of money, but I think listed on eBay, it's at like 90 grand worth of value or something like that, which, I accept offers and stuff. But what I'm saying is like, that's a different kind of situation. But I'm not going to go to my inventory with the oldest, the oldest items in my store and just pull those boxes and say, here, $200 box, see what you can do with it. It's like those items are not good. Like that's why they're still in the store. And that's what a lot of people are selling off, in my opinion, the wholesale stuff. So be very weary of that kind of stuff. Man, I got like on a tangent. The Brian Vent thing, it really drove me crazy because I felt so duped. I felt so stupid. I was like, hey, this is ridiculous. Like, why did I think somebody who probably isn't even as good a reseller as me, like, would give me good items to resell, right? It just didn't make any sense. It didn't make sense. But now I know he was getting out of close, so whatever. You got me. You got me, Brian. If you're watching this, tip of the hat. Like, thanks for that. I ended up throwing most of those away. It was just terrible. Because and I know, like, I don't know. I'm moving on. Let's turn the page on that. Turn the page on that one and just kind of move on. Let's see. Mr. Guy says, I think that's the real reason he got banned from eBay and was trying to play it off like he was growing too fast and selling too fast. So you think the credit card thing is why he got banned? Yeah. I don't know. The whole smash and grab thing that was brought up about, like, there's the COVID and the George Floyd riots and that type of stuff. Well, I don't know if it's COVID. I think it's George Floyd's type stuff. The protest, riots, protests. I don't know. If someone broke into my downtown business, I would call that like a riot type offense if it was a big crowd. But and I did want to talk about this in the last video, but I didn't. If you go to a flea market and they have a brand new chainsaw, right? At Home Depot that Husqvarna saw is a $300 saw, and they're selling it for $100, and you're just like, oh, what a steal! I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Like, sometimes that whole, what is the old adage, like, too good to be true? Like, maybe that's a hot chainsaw, like somebody stole that. Now, you could turn the other eye and be like, this guy said he's just selling it. He said he bought it and said he lost the receipt and can't return it or something, and now he's trying to just get some money back. You could tell yourself that. But if you're at, that flea market and the dude's got 10 chainsaws, and you're like, well, I'll buy them all for $800, and they sell it to you for $800, and you start selling for $300. And then eBay sees a bunch of $300 chainsaws that you're selling for $250 on eBay, all brand new. I don't know. I mean, is eBay sophisticated enough to know that, that Home Depot in that surrounding area had 10 stolen in the last month or whatever? I don't know. So that I'm not sure how sophisticated things are like that. But then the whole credit card thing, like, I don't know either. I mean, maybe they can see all of the transactions coming from one account, but I'm not sure, man. That's an interesting one, though. Soup says, like when he was selling mystery boxes after he got banned, people were posting videos of how bad the boxes were. Well, I mean, to be expected. I don't know why you would think they'd, like, okay, y'all saw that one where I did the deal with, it was America Thrift Supply. They're a chain. I can't believe I even said their name, but they're a chain, right? They wanted to do a collaboration with me and said, hey, we'll send you a mystery box. These mystery boxes were like $75, and it had 5 to 6 items. And I know the resale value of them, you probably would have profited like maybe $8 an item. So maybe made $50 on 75 purchase, maybe, but maybe not, because some of those may not have sold for much. So it's like, why would you, and they said, oh yeah, we're going to give you Columbia, Patagonia, the North Face. That mystery box that I got from them had 4 Columbia pieces and a women's North Face piece. Where's the Patagonia, man? So it's like, that was a terrible box, and they don't want to do any more deals with me because I gave them my honest review, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And then people commented and said, I'm glad to see that company is not just making a good box for the resellers to make videos on. Well, why would you say that? Because I wanted I figured they would put one Patagonia men's medium piece, but they didn't. So, whatever, man. Holly said, great info, appreciate it. Yeah, sure thing. Mr. Guy said, bro was scrambling after eBay hit him with the big ban hammer. It's good stuff. I would be too, man. My money relies on this. So if I got banned today, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to take at least a day to think about it. I'd probably call a vendor and be like, hey, about that whole cross-listing thing, like, I'm about it now. But I'm not into that. Mr. Guy says it's fraud, false idols, bro, false idols. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do idolize those types of people, but I can tell you this. Without Chris, Daily Refinement, Tech, Casey, Rockstar, like a lot of these YouTube resellers, I would not have a business. I wouldn't have figured it out well enough to succeed on my own. I can tell you that for sure. Not without that head start. Have you ever looked at Casey's store? Not good. Have not looked at his store. I don't see your cash flow based on your model. Oh, you don't see how I cash flow based on your model? Let's say I get, I don't even know how to explain that one. You don't see how it works. I guess I'll have to do a video on it, but, you know, say I sold $20,000 worth of stuff and then my net profit is 35% on 20,000. So that'd be like, I don't know. What is 30? Is it like $6,000 or something? I mean, $6,000 a month? I don't know. Let's see. Rockstar makes $14 a day on his store. He's a YouTuber, not a reseller. Case closed. I don't know how the dude makes money. I mean, I don't know how people make money. I don't look at stores really. I don't do that kind of stuff. But I do know he used to buy wholesale. Used to buy about a bunch of those remotes and stuff. I mean, I seen him. He was like cleaning them and stuff. Like, he showed the thing where if you put the remote in the camera, you can see the light, and that shows that it's working or whatever. Like, that was a cool tip I found from him. I think he has 2 stores. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, and guess what? A lot of people, they don't show all their cards on YouTube. Not very smart. I mean, I show mine, and that's not very smart. A lot of people that come and look at my store, copy my model, and copy the clothes I buy, that doesn't help my market for selling clothes. Doesn't help my eBay store. But at the same time, like, I'm confident enough that it's going to be fine. But, you know, ever since I started YouTube, my conversion rate went down. So take that for what it is. Let's see. Mitch says his clothing listings are bad. He doesn't make what Chris did, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Soup says it's all right. We all get dumped once in a while. When I was new, I once spent 1K or 1G on Adobe software. I didn't know they could get faked. Very expensive lesson. Dang, dude. Yeah. Yep. I'm very skeptical when it comes to like I used to be real skeptical of just getting like Microsoft Office because I was like, is this key really gonna work? And I bought it new and I still didn't trust it because it's like digital, right? Like you can't put your hands on it. So yeah. Vinny says, since your store has grown a lot, do you still sell everything at home? Oh, store everything at home. Yes. So I have 7 of those Husky racks, and each of them can hold 48 of the 8x8x30 boxes. So I think max capacity would be like 7,500 items, I think. And I have 5,200, like under 5,200. So I have a bit of room, but I don't think I'm going to go any higher than what I'm at. Because if you go to full capacity, it can cause problems. But I'd rather just like slow the listing down, kind of wait till the summer happens. Because a lot of my items are like summer type items, you know, and they don't sell as fast in the winter. And that's partially for the bloat of the store. So I continually like discount items. Like my oldest items, I do a discount of 5% every single day on 200 items. And that's what I've been doing to kind of get it flowing. So, but yeah, everything is at home, but I have an office downtown where my employee does photographs. I do listings in YouTube from this spare bedroom. So, let's see. Fluffy Muffin. Yeah, but Mitch, Chris doesn't appear to be selling what Chris was selling. Hot take? I don't know. I can tell you this. We just finished up the Annie with the Remember the Dog Food. Remember the dog food. 86 viewers, and they told me to remember the dog food. So Annie, you get the gold star for today. Thank you. And Mr. Guy says Ragnar's starving to death. Yeah, somebody said, I don't know how your cash flow model works. Well, guess what? Whenever we're not making sales, Ragnar's portions get cut to half. His rations go from... No, I'm just joking. But that's funny. Give my man one of them chicken legs. Yeah. Okay. That's good, man. I need to get Ragnar some more screen time. It's been muddy today, so yeah, I need to get him some more screen time. Rockstar admitted he got paid by eBay for YouTube a long time ago. Geez, would that be awesome? I would definitely highly consider a deal like that if the money was there. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. It's lunchtime. I also got to do some things, so thanks for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. I need to get that done, and it means